So we're now going to test our high availability functionality. Now I'm just going to talk you through a little bit more about how high availability works. Now, high availability, of course, is configured through vCenter. It's a function of vCenter. This sometimes leads people to the erroneous assumption that high availability, vSphere HA, only works when the vCenter appliance is running, which is why some people think they need a physical vCenter appliance. But that's not actually the case. When you configured high availability through vCenter, vCenter deployed an agent onto your hosts which communicate with each other and allows the hosts to perform the high availability tasks autonomously. vCenter is just where we manage that. So now I'm going to, without warning, pull the power effectively on that second host, the one ending 5.73, where our Windows 10 VM is held. So let's see what happens. And straight away we see that the VM has stopped responding to ping. Now this is often what is misunderstood about HA. People sometimes assume that the VM stays up like nothing had happened. That is not the case. The VM is running on that host, its memory is on that host, all of its processes are on that host. They are not shared with another host. So the loss of the host does cause the VM to stop. If we take a look in here and refresh a few times, in a few moments we should see an error appearing. There we go. It's detected that host connection is off. If we refresh a few times, we can see that VM is now in a disconnected state. So what we're seeing here is the state that the information that we had the last time the VM was on a contactable host. If we keep refreshing, what we should see is the other host take ownership of that VM and start it from scratch. Now there is another VMware product called vSphere Fault Tolerance. I say product, it's a feature of vSphere, I should say, called Fault Tolerance, which does run, effectively it runs the VM twice on two separate hosts and keeps them in perfect lockstep. So if you lose one host, the VM is still running on another host, but that's a completely separate product. We will come to that, of course, in a later module, but HA, which is what you will come across most commonly, high availability, restarts the VMs on another host. And there we go. We can see now that that VM is running on another host, so we can see it's on the 5.65 host. We take a quick look at the console of it. Oh, in fact, there we go. We can see it has now started to respond to ping, so it's now back online. So there we go. In this first module, we've built the cluster that we're going to use to carry out all of the demonstrations and other exercises throughout the rest of this course. And we've created our first VM, we've configured a high availability cluster, and we've tested that failover. So that's all for this module. Coming up next, we'll take a look at vSphere networking. In this lecture, we've built a 2-node vSphere cluster. Throughout the rest of this course, we'll build on this cluster, exploring the features and components in more detail. Thank you for watching. Coming up next, we take a look at networking in vSphere.